Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna react to JxmyHighroller, bro. My nigga Jimmy, bro. Today I'm gonna react to I think the NBA is broken. Now let's see what Jimmy's talking about, bro. Bro, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, he think the NBA is broken, so let's get into a fucking reaction.
Remember a few months ago when I made a video about how NBA players are
Need that shit on
Remember a few
1080p.
months ago when I made a video about how NBA players are scoring less points this season and rule changes have made high-scoring games harder to come by than ever before?
Yeah.
Well, things have changed.
Ooh, a fresh pie.
Okay, guess he was capping.
Slice.
Let me turn this up.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's all right. That's good. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good.
Damn.
That's good. It's enough slices.
Over the last
Jesus
couple
Christ.
of weeks, players are dropping more 50 bombs than Kobe in '07. Collectively,
Damn.
the entire league spent the first 3 months of the season going through the worst scoring droughts in over a decade.
That is true.
But now, seemingly out of nowhere, we are getting massive scoring nights and career highs literally every single night.
Yeah.
Is this huge bump in scoring due to some sort of competitive race? One guy has a big night and others join in to see if they can top it? Are players putting up bigger numbers because the league has decided to relax on the strict rule changes they made at the beginning of the season? Or is something much bigger going on here?
Interesting.
Today's video is brought to you by DraftKings.
Sorry, bro. I ain't getting paid. I fuck with you, though, but I ain't getting paid.
That favorite DraftKings in terms of offense. This NBA season got off to a pretty rocky start in terms of offense. Team scoring was down, player scoring was down, and efficiency was down. Among the top players in the league, there virtually wasn't a single player who was outperforming expectations, or even meeting expectations for that matter. We saw the first 50-point game of the season on November 8th, just 19 days after the start of the season. We wouldn't see the second 50-point game until December 12th, 2.5 months into the season and just 2 50-point games to show for it. Things began to heat up a bit in January with 4 50-point games in a single month. And closing out the end of February, the league added 2 more 50-point bombs, bringing the season total up to just 8. But on that last day of February, Ja Morant dropped a career-high 52 points against the Spurs. And then all hell broke loose. 5 days later, LeBron drops 56 points, the third highest single game total of his entire career.
Yeah, I think that one got blocked.
Scores 54. 2 days later, Kyrie Irving scores 50 points. 3 days
that's
later,
on my channel.
LeBron scores 50. 2 days after that, Durant drops 53 points in just his 5th game back off of an injury.
I ran to all these games too.
Towns drops a career high 60 points, and then the very next day, Kyrie Irving pops off for a career high 60 points as well. The man is a part-time NBA player.
Yeah.
And right when you thought this blistering scoring run was over, Sadiq freaking Bey drops a career high 51 points against the Magic.
Yeah, he did.
What's going on? Usually, NBA fans are lucky if we get to watch a couple 50-point games in a single month.
Facts.
We just saw 9 50-plus point games in 18 days. In fact, the 8 50-point games in the month of March are the most in a single month in 60 years.
Damn.
Guys, we are only 18 days into the month. And if that isn't crazy enough, here's a stat that'll really hurt your head. Out of the last 20 NBA seasons, only 9 of them had more than 8 50-point performances for the entire season, which means in just 18 days, the NBA has produced more 50-point games than 11 of the last 20 seasons. Just a few months ago, we were watching superstars struggle to even get 30. And now we got Kyrie Irving scoring 41 points in the first half, Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench for 45, and an old man going for 56. So,
yeah, that is crazy.
What changed? Well,
Tell
I
me.
think the explanation behind all these massive offensive games is very simple.
What?
Steph drops 47 on his birthday. Karl Anthony Towns puts up a career-high 60 on the anniversary of a very significant day in his life. Kyrie and Durant
more
each
motivated?
had monster games after their game against Philly and James Harden. I think I see what's going on here.
What?
The NBA's best players are playing one big game of anything you can do, I can do better. Fueled by their innately competitive nature, these players are finding absolutely any reason to tee off on 30 shots and throw the playbook out the window as they barrel their way into the paint for another and one. John Morant's 52-point game was the first
Are
of his
they?
3-week-long scoring barrage. But I think it really started with LeBron's 56. After watching LeBron go berserk, stars around the league took the opportunity to one-up him, or at least put on their best show. The Celtics have been on fire, so Tatum decides to take the liberty of giving himself a huge night by putting up a career-high 15 three-point attempts. Now, no one goes out and just attempts 15 threes, and those 54 points were no mistake.
Unless if you Curry, nigga, then, bro, that nigga gonna shoot 15 threes, nigga.
Out and just attempts 15 threes. And those 54 points were no mistake. Jason Tatum went out of his way to have a career night. In the midst of talks regarding health and politics, Kyrie drops off a 50-point game. As a reminder that despite his part-time status, he too is one of the league's most elite players. And as the weeks go along, more and more stars join in on the scoring frenzy. Trae Young goes for 47, but is overshadowed by a 53-point performance by KD. And so he comes back with 46 points the very next night, but is outdone once again by Stephen Curry's 47-point birthday special and Cat's 60 points explosion.
Yeah, he dropped 60
all
pieces
on the
easy.
same exact day. And as
that was on the same day. Yeah, bro, that was crazy. Nigga was dropping 50, 60. It's like, damn, bro. I went for someone to drop an 80
Kyrie
piece.
follows up the performance of the season by matching Towns' 60 with a 60 bomb of his own. One thing I've been absolutely sure of for years
But
is
the
that
players, like, none of the players be
in
trying to
the
get a
NBA
not a
could
60 piece, an
average
80
40 a game
piece.
if they wanted to. And if the past couple weeks isn't proof of that, I'm not sure what is. Because when you can score at the level of Steph and Durant and Kyrie, the difference between 30 and 50 is simply shooting more shots, which might possibly be the most obvious statement of the year. But many fans disagree with this idea. Oftentimes their rebuttal being, if they could average 40 a night, why don't they? To which I can assume that person has never really played basketball before. Because despite being the best offensive options on their teams, these ultra-elite offensive talents can't just put up 30 shots a game. That would be a locker room disaster.
Yeah, bro, that would be terrible, bro. And because other players got worried about their shots, because you already know, because of contracts and shit like that. So it's like, bro, people gonna be in their feeling, bro. They gonna be like, bro, you shoot too much, bro. Pass me the ball.
And it just isn't winning basketball.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan ran into this problem a lot prior to the 1990 NBA season. Mike was scoring 40 points literally every other game for 3 years. He even had a stretch where he scored 40-plus points in 12 of 14 games. The dude could get a bucket at will. But it took him years to realize this style of play was never going to win him a championship. And as he found the exact role his team needed him to play,
it takes a team.
He began to win more and more as he scored the ball less and less. Trust me, if Kevin Durant wanted to average 40 a game, he could and would. If Giannis wanted to, he could. In fact, I'd argue that there are about a dozen players in the NBA right now that could go out and give you 40 a night if that was their sole mission.
Bro, we just need one person to go out there and just try to get 100, bro. Someone just go, bro. I want someone to like at least come close to the record.
If that was their sole mission. KD, Giannis, Steph, Kyrie, Harden, Embiid, Luka, LeBron.
But once the game is like out of hand, they just like the coach just sub them on and be like, nah, bro, y'all niggas ain't going for the record, bro. Taking a rust and shit. Curry do that a lot with Curry, bro.
All of them could give you insane scoring numbers every night. But like every great player knows, that will never get them to their ultimate goal. Take Kevin Durant, for example. Top 5 bucket getter in NBA history, but doesn't have crazy scoring averages. This season, when Durant scores 30 points or more, his numbers look like this. Now, when he scores between 20...
Bro, this nigga fucking efficiency, bro.
30 points this season, his shooting numbers look like this. The only real difference is how many shots he's putting up.
Bro, that is crazy, bro.
If Durant's efficiency is nearly the exact same from 20 points to 30 points, do you think his efficiency would change from 30 points to 40? Time's up. The answer is no. Durant, among other offensive stars, could absolutely give you crazy numbers every night if that was their only objective. And over the last 3 weeks, we've seen what happens when stars make scoring their only objective. But I think possibly the most glaring example of this came back in 1994. Going into the last game of the season, a 21-year-old Shaquille O'Neal and prime David Robinson were neck and neck in the race for the scoring title.
Oh yeah, Duncan Robinson went crazy for that game.
Of exactly 29.3 points per game.
Duncan Robinson dropped like 70 or something.
With the scoring title on the line, Shaq scored 32 points, keeping his scoring average virtually the same as it was before. But apparently David Robinson wanted the scoring title just a bit more than Shaq did, since Robinson exploded for a career-high 71 points in the final game of the season, bringing his scoring average from 29.3 to 29.8 and
just for that
scoring
title,
for the
bro.
Season. Now, both Shaq and David played their last games of the season on the same night, but David's game was earlier in the day, which means he had to put up as many points as possible in hopes that Shaq wouldn't top him later that day. So going into the game, David and the Spurs had one goal and one goal only.
Feed him.
Give David the ball and get him as many points as humanly possible. Those 71 points were not a fluke. This historic night was no accident. David wanted to score a lot of points, and so he did just that. And there was nothing anyone could
Bro,
do.
that is
In
nasty.
an interview after the game, Robinson said, "It was unbelievable. As a leader, I just try to win games, but tonight my team really wanted me to shoot it. When the game started, they were looking for me almost every time down the court." Shaq also commented on Robinson's big night, saying, "They ran every play for him. If I hadn't been triple teamed and was selfish and tried to score every time I touched the ball, I could have scored 72. Like I said, big scoring nights are no fluke for great offensive players. If they want to go out and give you 50, they will go out and give you 50. Which brings us back to this unbelievable 3-week stretch of NBA basketball. Game after game of huge scoring nights and career highs. You know, it's too bad these players really want to win. Otherwise, we'd see this stuff far more often. There's nothing like tuning into a game and watching history unfold in real time. Watching the crowd erupt shot after shot, knowing the man with the hot hand is coming down the court with only a bucket on his mind and nothing the defense can do to stop him. When a great player decides he wants to go off, he's gonna go off. And when a dozen great players decide they want to go off, you get 50-point games every other night.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess these games aren't really unbelievable. In fact, they're all part of the plan. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always,
Bro, that shot from Ja was crazy. But, you know, Jimmy out here spitting facts again, bro. Like, damn. Let me know in the comments if y'all believe, like, you know, like any offensive superstar could just go out there and could just drop 50 if they like really wanted to. Let me know in the comments. If y'all believe that. But, you know, it was a great video. Great video as always from Jimmy. But, you know, like, comment, subscribe to just anything else you want me to react to, you know, down below in the comments. And I'll check you out in the next one.